Can female empowerment and objectification exist in the same frame? Hey, it's Darcy from Ladies First, and today we're talking about Charlie's Angels and how it perfectly captured the beautiful contradictions of Y2K era feminism. Picture this: the year 2000. The internet is exploding, girl power is everywhere, and Hollywood finally seems ready to put women in the driver's seat of action movies. Enter Charlie's Angels, a big-budget adaptation that promised something revolutionary: female spies who could kick ass in leather pants and look flawless doing it. The film follows Natalie, Dylan, and Alex, three private investigators working for the mysterious Charlie Townsend. When tech genius Eric Knox gets kidnapped, our angels dive into a world of corporate espionage, betrayal, and spectacular fight sequences. But what starts as a rescue mission becomes something much more dangerous when Knox reveals his true plan, using voice recognition technology to hunt down and kill Charlie, believing he murdered his father during the Vietnam War. On the surface, Charlie's Angels delivered everything early 2000s feminism promised. Here were three women who didn't need men to save them. They did the saving. Natalie, Dylan, and Alex were tech-savvy, physically capable, and emotionally independent. They infiltrated corporate headquarters, outsmarted security systems, and took down bad guys with martial arts skills that would make Jackie Chan proud. The film celebrated female friendship in ways that felt genuine. These weren't women competing over men or backstabbing each other for success. They trusted each other completely, communicated without words during fight scenes, and risked everything to save one another. When Dylan gets captured, Natalie and Alex don't hesitate. They storm a lighthouse to get her back. Most importantly, the Angels had agency. They made choices, drove the plot forward, and solved problems through intelligence and skill. Charlie might have been their boss, but he remained literally voiceless and invisible throughout most of the film. The real power belonged to the women on screen. But here's where things get complicated. For every empowering moment, Charlie's Angels served up an equal measure of hypersexualization. The camera lingered on the angels' bodies with the dedication of a devoted fan. Slow-motion hair flips, strategically torn clothing, and fight sequences choreographed more like dance numbers than actual combat. The film's most telling contradiction appears in its action scenes. Yes, these women could fight, but they did it in crop tops, leather pants, and heels that would cripple most mortals. Their martial arts moves often involved suggestive poses and sultry smiles directed straight at the camera. It was empowerment filtered through a very specific male fantasy. Even the plot reinforced traditional gender dynamics. Knox's betrayal of Dylan happens immediately after they sleep together, playing into the oldest trope in cinema: the dangerous seductress who can't be trusted. Except this time, she's the victim. The film wanted to have it both ways, celebrating female sexuality while punishing women for expressing it. Charlie's Angels represented the rise of what we now recognize as corporate feminism, women's empowerment as a marketable commodity. This wasn't grassroots activism or political revolution, it was girl power packaged and sold by Sony Pictures for maximum profit. The film's marketing campaign made this explicit. Posters featured the Angels in fighting stances that emphasized their curves more than their combat skills. Trailers played up both the action and the sex appeal, promising audiences that they could feel progressive while still enjoying traditional eye candy. Behind the scenes, the production reinforced these contradictions. There were reports of on-set conflicts, including one between Bill Murray and Lucy Liu. Liu shared that during filming, Bill Murray repeatedly insulted her during a rehearsal. Initially shocked, she realized the comments were aimed directly at her and stood up to him. Years later, Liu explained she's always followed her instincts to protect herself, especially in an industry where Asian American women often face dismissal and disrespect. Drew Barrymore later publicly praised Liu for refusing to tolerate the behavior, recalling how the cast and crew supported her. This suggested that even in a female-led project, traditional Hollywood power dynamics remained intact. The Angels might have been powerful on screen, but the real decision-making happened in boardrooms dominated by men. Despite its contradictions, or perhaps because of them, Charlie's Angels became a cultural phenomenon. It grossed over $260 million worldwide and spawned sequels, proving that audiences were hungry for female-led action films, even imperfect ones. The film influenced a generation of women who saw themselves reflected in mainstream cinema for the first time. These weren't damsels in distress or supporting characters, they were the heroes of their own story. That representation mattered even when it came wrapped in problematic packaging. Critics were divided, with some praising its self-aware humor and others condemning its shallow treatment of female empowerment. But the film's lasting impact suggests that sometimes imperfect representation is better than no representation at all. Charlie's Angels remains a fascinating time capsule of early 2000s gender politics. It captured a moment when feminism was entering mainstream pop culture, but hadn't yet developed the critical vocabulary to examine its own contradictions. The film wanted to celebrate female power while still appealing to male audiences. It promoted independence while fetishizing traditional feminine beauty. It championed sisterhood while operating within a capitalist system that commodified women's bodies. These contradictions don't make Charlie's Angels a failure, they make it a perfect reflection of its cultural moment. The film shows us how far we've come in recognizing these tensions and how much further we still need to go. What's your take? Do you think Charlie's Angels was empowering or problematic? Let me know in the comments. And if you love overanalyzing pop culture feminism, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Ladies First.